Good evening and welcome to Synapse's 29th Annual General Meeting. On behalf of Synapse, I would like to start by acknowledging the traditional owners of the land, both past and present, on which we meet here today to conduct our business.
The thing that I love about Synapse and this organisation is we've never not done anything that's difficult. We've managed to take on a whole lot of complex projects. We've managed to deal with some very interesting matters in regards to government and some of the suggestions that we put forward, but we tackle them head on because we know that the difficult ones are the ones that are worth winning. You go through the year and you don't think that we've done anything as an organisation. I look at all the people here tonight, the lifestyle support workers, people that we support. It's amazing. The things that have been achieved by everybody that's part of the organisation, so I'm incredibly proud once again. I think we've done an amazing job this year again, and I'm so excited about what is happening right now that we'll report on this time next year. So thank you again for coming along. It really does mean a lot. Thank you.
To pay my respects to my elders, both past and present, who have walked before me on this land. And I also wish to acknowledge the non-Indigenous elders who are in the room this evening. It is with great pleasure that I present to you tonight, on behalf of the Synapse team, the Executive Report for 2012-2013. As both Glenn and Neil have said, we've had quite a busy year over the last 12 months, very similar to most non-government organisations. What we do know is that in Australia, we have 1.6 million people who have an acquired brain injury, taking into account the neurocognitive disorders framework. But that's only the people that we know about. We also know that if we look across the spectrum of other people that have an acquired brain injury who haven't been diagnosed, that's our Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander brothers and sisters, they have up to 8 times the prevalence of non-Indigenous Australians. If we look at people who are homeless and people in our criminal justice system, we know that over 50% have an acquired brain injury. And unfortunately, we're also seeing that for survivors of domestic violence, that there too is another hidden area of acquired brain injury. And let's not forget our defence personnel who serve both during peacekeeping times and during times of war. We too are supporting those people who are coming back with an acquired brain injury. So let me share with you what we have achieved over the last 12 months. We can, under the leadership of Jo Priestley and her team, including Jess, Tara, Megan and Jason, we've continued to build on our accommodation services in South East Queensland. Over the last year, under the leadership of Glenn Farlow, Claire Humphreys and Jessica Irons, we have seen some remarkable changes in our National Awareness campaign. One of the things that I'm pretty excited about is that we started collecting that data, and in the last 12 months we've distributed over 95,000 electronic copies of our publication. One of the things that we've had to look at is there is no endless bucket of money. And Chris, you're right, the issue around how do we increase awareness, and that's the beauty about having Generation Y, and what comes after Y, Glenn? Z, having Synapse fail, about having our young people, because their ability to understand social media and network means that we're able to reach people that we haven't been able to reach in the past. And over the last 12 months, we've increased our number of impressions by 50% from last year. We're reaching more, we're having more conversations. We're starting to put it out there about what it means to have an acquired brain injury. How does it mean to affect, how it affects your family. As Neil said, our Bang on a Beanie campaign grows bigger and better each year, and I ask you to be part of that for next year. Other areas of achievement over the last 12 months have been in our Close the Gap. What we do know, and it'll be very interesting to read the latest ABS data, while it doesn't have a great deal of information around disability, we do know from the last survey of disability ageing carers and from the last ABS data that closing the gap is a significant issue for not only Queensland but Australia. We know that the level, as I said, of disability is 2.4 times higher than non-Indigenous people. As a Synapse CEO and as an Aboriginal woman, it's very exciting to see the leadership being undertaken by our staff in moving forward to make sure that we are providing best practice and best service to Indigenous people. A significant number of young people who are removed from the family, out of care, is often a result of a complex disability. And as I said earlier, particularly for females, the result is often a hypoxic brain injury. Now, if you have a hypoxic brain injury, then it means that you might have difficulty around certain functions, executive functions, such as your capacity for sequencing and planning. If you can't sequence and you can't plan, how can you get your little ones school lunches? How can you make sure they're fed and clothed and get off from school on time? So often we've seen, as a result of an ABI, children being removed. Our project with child safety was about upskilling child safety officers to have an understanding of what acquired brain injury may mean. The success of the last 12 months has been incredible, and I'm very proud to lead the Synapse family. So we need to create an environment that's flexible, that we can bend and shape and be like one of those strong willows with good roots. Our good roots come from our infrastructure and our employee. The parts that we will need to bend over the next 12 months will be our branches. It has been a very interesting 12 months. Hold on tight, because the next 12 months are going to be bumpy. We're going to have to be very innovative. But one thing you can't take away from Synapse is the fact that we do call ourselves the Synapse family. With deepest respect and gratefulness to all of you, I thank you very much for your commitment over the last 12 months. One of the things that we say at Synapse is a number of mantras, and those of you who aren't members of Synapse yet, I ask you to come on a journey with us to reconnect lives. And our 3 mantras are, from little things, big things grow. And we do continue to grow. We also say, one life at a time, and it is one life at a time. And the third thing that we say is, just imagine what a difference we could make if we did it all together. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm pleased to present my report to you. Thank you.